Just turn my mic on. Oops. Hello to whoever is listening, either now or in future. So today I have a lovely guest with me today. Let me just introduce who I am first, and then I will introduce my guest. So I am Emily Coucher. I am an astrologer, a tarot card reader, and a moon lover. And I create lots of different products which are lunar and affirmation inspired. So today's topic is all about Aries season, what fuels your fire, and where you are a warrior in your life. So I obviously aim to help you to grow your dreams and manifest all of these into reality and be your best self in everything I do. So before further ado, I will just mention my guest. Let me just introduce her. Excuse me. So Prativa is a visionary author, an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, teacher, and the founder of Chai Together. I hope you can hear me okay. Brilliant. She just arrived. I will obviously continue her little intro and bring her on shortly. So yes, Prativa is a visionary, an author, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, teacher, and the founder of Chai Together. She has overcome numerous adversities within the South Asian culture. Her background is in interpersonal communication and education. Prativa shares mental health journeys with Chai. So what is Chai, you might ask? Courage, hope, and inspiration, one journey at a time. So let me bring on the lovely Prativa.
Hi. Wow. Great morning from where I am to you. Hey.
Good morning to you and good afternoon to everyone in the UK, or good evening, wherever you might be.
So awesome. Yeah, it's raining here. I like it. Got my hoodie on. So
Oh, bless you.
To be here.
Yeah, it's a bit dull outside where we are, but well, where I am. We? Who's we? The royal we? I don't know who we is, but you know.
It's totally fine. Wow, that was so cool. Like I just zoned into it. Like as in you were already presenting and I came on. It's like, wow, here we are. So,
yeah,
natural flow.
Yeah. Right, let me just mute my phone because I don't want that to disturb us.
Yeah, I put mine on D&D. We're already live.
We are, yes. Because I don't know whether like YouTube and Facebook or whatever will actually kind of say, hey, you're not live, and then decide, no, we're going to cancel you because it's 3 o'clock. Ooh.
Well,
or it's like 11 where you are, is that right?
Mm-hmm. But you can change it, make it 15 minutes more. Can you hear me?
Oh, oops. I didn't work out that one yet. Yeah, I can hear you.
But you only do that, but you can start whenever. They just give you that limit, but you could start whenever between that time. So.
Oh, right. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. Let's do this.
Really pouring rain. I love it, though.
Sorry. Shame I can't hear the rain, because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, that's what I meant, like, can you hear me? But I really meant, can you hear the rain?
I can hear you, but not the rain. Oh, that could have been quite cool.
Maybe we'll cut into it, the conversation.
Maybe. Right. I have a few things I was going to ask you, so let me have a little look. Oh, yes. Let me just frame it. So what are we talking about today? Today, we will be discussing ways to find hope and inspiration, on how to use these and motivation in difficult times, and also just in general in life, really. So that's what we're doing.
I like
Staying
it.
on topic and all that jazz. The topic being life. So first up, I thought it'd be a good idea to ask you a few things about things that you've written basically within your bio and just kind of go from there. But
Sure,
okay.
yeah.
So first of all, I just kind of wondered, do you happen to know your astrology? So your like your sun sign, your sign that you were born under, and a few other little bits.
So I'm all Capricorn, and then I have a Taurus moon in love, and I'm an Aries personality, so very all or nothing, which suits me. So fire.
Cool. Well, we actually
Yeah. Did you hear me?
Oh, I didn't catch that bit. No,
Oh,
sorry.
so
I heard that you were.
I was saying fire, and then I did like a little roar. I was like,
Oh, let's hear
not
the
even a
roar.
roar, but it's just funny. Fire. So my personality is fire, so it's Aries. And yeah, so I have a Taurus moon, and then the rest is in Capricorn. So yeah. Can you hear me well?
Are we good?
I can hear you, but your screen. Okay, now you're good.
Oh, phew. Yeah, I just realized I was on the wrong Wi-Fi. I was on my Wi-Fi for the lounge when I should have been the Wi-Fi for the kitchen and dining area. Because switching over to the extension makes it better Wi-Fi in this room. So that's better. Now it's not glitching. Phew. Okay. Yeah, we actually have a Taurus moon today in the sky, so that's kind of cool. So for you, it's like a lunar return. So that's
I don't know what that
cool.
means.
So every month we have the moon go through our sign, so it will go through all the signs within a month or whatever. Whereas the sun's more slow and takes like a whole month to go through its sign.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's kind of interesting to look at the differences. But so like our moon side is all about sort of our emotional world and how we feel, what we need to feel comfortable and to feel safe. And it's kind of, if that is where you are, where the moon is going through your one at the moment, if you know what I mean.
I am really feeling all that. Definitely. Oh my gosh.
Cool. Cool. Yes. So, okay. Can you tell me a little bit about South Asian culture and growing up there and what that was like for you?
Oh my God. So those who don't know, I'm Asian. So Asia is a continent. I get asked that sometimes in South Asia. So I'm Indian. So my origins are actually from Pakistan, Bangladesh, which is a country outside of India, and North India and Central India when I did my ancestry. Growing up in the South Asian culture, I would say is very limited. It was very limited in beliefs, limited in traditions and thinking. And I don't like conformity, so it's not something I really align with, but I enjoy Indian movies the most, the music the most, because my roots, my native tongue is Hindi. So that's my first language. And then I learned English in the States when I moved here when I was 6. It was very restricting as I feel a young girl with cultural identity crisis and different things to grow up in the States and having the cultural differences and those barriers. Yeah, and me growing up in the States, not really feeling understood by family and them not really relating, to what it's like to grow up in the States here. So, can you hear the rain now?
I can definitely hear the rain now. I was thinking, oh, wow. That sounds torrential.
Is it really loud?
Yeah, I like it though.
Oh, okay. Something different today. I don't want to be inside. So, whatever.
Yeah.
You want to ask me something else?
Yeah, I just got distracted by the rain. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But,
Do you want to know something specific about the South Asian culture?
do you want to tell a bit about your story and like how we met and stuff? Because I know, well, we met virtually, shall we say?
Yeah, so we met through Les Brown's Power Voice program, and my story is pretty much history, and I don't want to get into the trauma of things. It's not what I feel like talking about. It's not. I don't feel like it's important anymore, as in because it's 2023, it's not where I am. But I had my trauma story that I shared on Les's program when I first started speaking, and when I started Try Together, and it was rooted in not actually wanting to feel alone and wanting community. And at the time, my mom wasn't doing so well, and I felt really alone in that. So that's where I really created my YouTube channel, so I could start talking about being a caregiver and being a daughter and caring for a parent dynamic, because you don't really know many people who do that, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, we met through there, and you came on Try Together. That was cool.
Oh
You had
yeah,
your
that was
mug.
good fun.
You had your mug. So, but really, I feel like when we meet people, I feel like it's either a fit or it's not. But I also feel like it could be a fit later on, even if not during that time. I feel, they say to not burn bridges with people because they may be useful at some point in life. But I don't know necessarily where I align with that, because I feel if someone's not serving me and I don't feel energetically fit, I don't stay in that space. And I do feel, I guess for the time being, that there's been bridges that have been burned. But it's not something that I regret necessarily, because I don't want people that are hostile in my life, in my environment. So, but yeah, to sum it up, we met through Les Brown's program.
I think that's good though, because you're actually sort of finding out where your boundaries are and where
That's
your
true.
boundaries meet others, and kind of living in the now,
Yes.
sort of more being present rather than,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to hold up a load of pent up anger. There's no point in that. Or it's a case of, well, actually, I am here. I'm experiencing life. I'm experiencing how amazing I am right now. And the people that you surround yourself with are going to be those people that either will uplift you and inspire you, or they could potentially bring you down or slow your progress. So there's so much that you can actually do from where
Yeah.
you are, isn't there? And I'm sure you're finding that within different things that you're learning in life. So
Actually, I'm finding that through my job right now too. It's like a push and pull. It feels, it's a new job, so it's something that I'm learning, and it's growing me. And I feel like anything that's not challenging and not growing you, or it's like a very unpleasant feeling at this time, but it's something to maneuver through and get past. And if there's things that, if when it comes to ethics or values, that if you can't get past, that's different than when you need to, like, that's when I would suggest you need to leave. But it's just an interesting space to be, how different things, like God takes you, like, I like, from my belief that, I'm not religious, but God just overall, um when I say God, but it's I know I'm supposed to be here. I know God put me here for a reason, in this environment, in this space. I am making a change. And it just seems that, when things have been so good and happy and on the up and up, and then, like, now something feels hard, and it's like, whoa, so that's what I'm experiencing currently. Yeah.
brilliant. It's kind of that this too shall pass, isn't it? Because even when things are amazing, you know that amazingness is not going to last forever. But at the same token, when things are really not great, challenging, whatever, you're still learning something or growing through something. And it's kind of that will pass too.
Mm. Humans, this human life is just up and down. I just have to laugh it out, because I feel better now, even like doing this, but it's just like, life is so short, you know? Yeah.
Hmm. So, oh yes, I remember you said something about going into teaching, having a background in education. So, what was
Yeah, I
that
do.
like for you?
Probably one of the most rewarding times, yet most exhausting times. it did not make me want to be a teacher. So I had numerous teaching jobs. My interest in teaching stemmed from when one of my family members opened up a daycare that I worked at, and that's how I got into my CDA. I believe it's called CDA. Yeah, Child Development Associate certification, and then I did my Education Associates, and then I did numerous jobs in kids with disabilities and loved kids, and I kind of found my solace in children at the time when I wasn't healed, because felt like they're the only ones who didn't hurt me at the time, and kids are innocent. That kind of biased, and then when I lived in Thailand, I also am TESOL certified, so meaning I can teach internationally. English is second language. So when I was in Thailand, I volunteered and I also taught kindergarten for about a year. That was the most exhausting time, yet, very fun. But jobs with kids, it's really taxing, and it's not something that I feel I do now, right now.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
I
I
feel
have
like
a
I can if need be, but like I love kids, but it's not mentally like where I need to be. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, I bet that's pretty. Yeah, I can imagine that'd be really exhausting. Just like
Yeah.
being in a room with my nephews for a bit, I was
Yeah.
like, "This is lovely," and then I can hand them back now.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong, obviously love
29
to have the
kids.
experience.
Yeah, I had 29 students. They were pre-K, so they were 3 and 4. So 29 3 4-year-olds. So that's more than a handful. So it's interesting whenever in interviews, people like just how like ask me what it was like, and it's interesting because like there's so many things. It's not just being a teacher. It's like there's so many things that play into those roles, and I feel like when people look at a resume, they need to see beyond that, beyond the words, that what it takes for stamina of a person to even work that job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like resumes and this professionalism, like what's deemed as professional, not professional. I feel like things are changing and everyone's really going into business now. And it's like people are now down for conformity. What was the 40 40 40, and then you die. So I'm not down for that.
No, me neither.
Hell no. I feel better already. Yeah, keep asking
Yes.
me
Woo!
questions.
Of course. That's what we're here for, to get to know what makes Prativa be Prativa.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh, that's an easy one. God.
okay.
Seriously, it's my soul. I was put here to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um,
Hmm.
so I know,
Mhm. Mhm.
you mentioned about being an advocate for children, for the elderly, and for
Oh
women in
yeah.
general.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
why? Why?
Why? I
Why?
have a humanitarian spirit. So, I mean, one of the reasons why I advocate, I mean, it starts from my mom, me wanting to advocate. Her not being able to stand up for herself because there's people who have mental health diagnoses where they can't make decisions for themselves. So, I am the voice, and I feel like I got my voice mainly when I started with Les Brown, but when I did that 3-minute video we had to submit, and when I started my YouTube channel, and it was very uncomfortable, and I had to talk on Zoom with myself before I was even posting and stuff like that, and I had never recorded video and put it up and things like that. So I had to learn, basically. And the reason why is because I'm brave enough, I'm courageous enough. That's why Chai, courage, hope, and inspiration. And the acronym was imagination when I first started out. And then, my community members were telling me that the community is really inspiring. And imagination still factors in, but more than anything, since I was young, I always wanted to be an inspiration, like in the world. And it's like every thought that I did have, I did become, and I know I'm on the right path and I'm right where I need to be. I have the career that I need to have in this moment, and I'm here talking to you in this moment. I'm very spiritually aligned. I am really in tune with my intuition. I do a lot of healing work, like basically on a daily basis. I have time alone, which I'm grateful for. And yeah, so why I advocate for those people is because I am the voice. There's people that will and there's people that won't, and I'm somebody who will stand up for anybody I meet on the street or anything. So I'm always doing right by what I feel is right to do. strong.
Beautiful. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I know I
Yeah.
keep touching my hair. It's because like it's getting all like I want it to just be flat right now. It's drying, so but it's doing its
Uh,
funny stuff. Anyway.
oh. Yeah, there's so much there. It's just, yeah, I think that that's one of the reasons why we're still in contact with each other, because we are on a spiritual path and we do actually
Mm-hmm.
think our things, we literally do manifest them into being, because it's kind of, we are passionate about this thing, we feel
Yes.
it, then we think, how are we going to go about achieving any of it? And then we
Mm-hmm.
keep taking the action steps. It's beautiful. And as you say, life is part of a healing journey, whether it's literally things from the past or whether it's literally day by day.
It's
So
crazy. Life is so short. Like seriously.
yeah. So
It's okay.
okay. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. What inspires and motivates you on a daily basis?
Myself. Seriously. Like you mean as in like specific things, or you mean it's my own resiliency. Of course you could pray to God, or you could have friends for support, have try to get a community for support, things like that. But who picks me up? I do.
Mm.
Yeah, it's my desire to succeed. It's my willingness to move forward. And I always ask for help. Like I had a
Mm.
rough day yesterday, I told you, and I've contacted friends about it. I just got off the phone with a friend about it, and I asked for help, and people who ask for help can heal. I don't suppress anything. I don't have any secrets. I'm free as a bird, you'd say, and I I refuse to dull myself down for other people. Like I do believe I'm a bright individual. Others feel so as well, and I'm glad that like people can acknowledge it. But one thing I'm learning is about like discipline and how to maneuver myself in spaces, because I may be too honest of a person. I feel like I've been that way since I was young, so I feel I've gotten that in control. But to just it's like a trial and error, of learning that about honesty and things like that, because people like me that are very strong toned can come off as like I was told this yesterday, as like condescending and as um like how do I say, like because I'm direct and bold, someone who's not used to people like me, or someone who may be intimidated, right? Because if you ever heard that it's not that I'm intimidating, it's that someone is intimidated. That's something for that someone needs to work on with themselves. So yeah, it's kind of just there's strong personalities, there's passive personalities, there's submissive personalities, and I'm just a strong one. So it's kind of for
Mm.
me to know myself, regardless of how people see me. But I also do know that I can be more gentle in my approach and be more in my feminine energy regarding some things. But sometimes I'm not able to. Like, I am who I am. I'm not perfect, So that's what I got
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, it is that awareness, isn't it? It's kind of right. Well, actually, how do I want to
Mm,
show up in this moment? But also,
mm-hmm.
how is it that I can meet somebody else where they're at? Because, yeah, it's sort of, yeah, you don't want to dim your light. You've got to
Yeah, I
shine and
need
be who you
to.
are. But
Right.
how do you then meet someone
Mm-hmm.
else so that you can
Mm-hmm.
relate without feeling like you're too much? Because you're not too much. It's kind of
Yeah.
you're enough. You're where you need to be.
Right. And
You're great, but so are they. And it's kind of right.
yeah,
Energies. How do they meet? And how can we make the best of every situation we're in?
I like you saying that, because that's what I'm experiencing right now. And I feel like you can meet people where they're at. You have to be willing to. I think that's the first thing, like the awareness and willingness to. But the second thing is, if you feel like you can't pour in that area, the rest of you, I need to find, like, for example, an alternative to do something on the side where I feel like I can fulfill that if someone's not ready for me in full throttle mode, right? Like if it's it's too overwhelming or it's too much and not what something someone's used to, and I have to, let's say, be in this environment, right? And so yeah, so I would need to find other alternatives to where I still feel like I'm being myself and can be myself and all these things. And honestly, I feel like in corporate America or in general, like a lot of people have, they look to go find themselves after corporate jobs and different things like India and take trips and all this stuff. But it's like, you know yourself. You know yourself, but it's like you're programmed in the society to not listen to yourself and behave in robotic ways. And I'm sorry, it's never been me. I've never accustomed to such jobs or such things. And mainly what I'm talking about right now is job related, but I I I have found my way. You know, I have a job where I can be myself. So it's like finding where you can and then finding some more of that is on you, like for you to do stuff on your own, right? Whatever that may be, but you can find what you seek. You know, what you seek is seeking you. We know that. So yeah.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah.
Let me see. How do I look like this? Oh,
Oh, so cute.
oh, so cool.
Oh,
Oh my
that's you.
gosh.
That's really
Thanks.
cute. Oh, that cold out there. Wow. I guess if it is raining.
It's no, it's cold in general. It's like
Oh.
damn winter time. Like it's crazy.
Oh.
I need to move, which I will.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like we had the equinox, so it's kind of
This,
trying to be spring, but it's not warm enough
this
yet
is
to be
spring.
fully.
This is spring, but the sun is my friend. Okay, I'm brown. Okay, like hello. So
Come back, sun. Where are you hiding?
need my melanin. Well, this isn't technically referred as melanin, but still.
Oh,
So.
that's an interesting one. You say it's not technically referred to as melanin. What is it referred
No,
to
I'm
as?
not. Melanin is somebody who will be darker than me, is referred to as
Oh.
melanin skin, but
Oh.
everyone has their own version.
Well, we all have melanin in our skin. It's just to different degrees.
Ooh, state those facts, Emily.
I clearly don't have very much. I'm like
Oh
an English
God.
rose.
No, you don't. You're damn Rose. you're like yep. Mm. All right. What's next for me?
What's next? Oh, I don't know. Even know. Oh, only you can answer what's next for you in life. Anyway. Um. Oh yeah, goals and aspirations for the future. What do you have? Any kind of
Oh,
big dreams?
snaps. I do. My goals and aspirations. It's interesting. One of my clients at my job asked me about my aspirations. I forgot what I had told them, but my goals, my only goal, I feel like, is to sustain Chai together past my existence. And I feel like I don't want to get into any specific details, but my goal and aspiration is my vision. You know, me speaking on stage about Chai together, me seeing a lot of children, you know, that are being supplemented in any way, emotionally, physically, financially, like through Chai together, and for their mental health and just well-being of people. I feel like just something global, you know, that's going to serve people, and for me to keep being who I am, and for people to keep being inspired by who I am, and for me to stay rooted in that. And I'm never going to change for someone else's leisure. No. So
There's so much fire in you. There's got to be
there is
lots of
so much
fire.
fire.
There's
So
got to
much
be lots
fire.
of fire in your chart. There has to be.
What'd you say?
There's got to be loads of fire in your chart because there's just so much fire in
Yeah,
you.
there is so much fire in me, and I'm maintaining it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is so much fire, and man, yep. The storm.
I was going to say, who needs the sun when I've got a dose of Protiva next to me? It's like, give
Oh,
me the
snap.
energy, send it through.
Well, here you go. Here's some Reiki. But they do say that I am sunshine. So yeah.
Beautiful.
I love it. I love it. I love
it. Right. Well, it's just hard. It's hard to ask you questions because we just kind of riff on the answer, like everything I've thought of, but it's like, wow.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, hey, we can end it here if you want. I don't mind.
What's the fun in that? We'll explore. Yeah. So you're talking about resiliency, and I know that at some point you might write something about this, and kind of your talks and things for the Power Voice is sort of within that theme anyway. But
it's interesting. So there's two. I remember me starting. So when we were in the programs, everyone was writing a book or publishing a book, and kind of just doing it, like doing everything at once. And it's like, no, if I am meant to write and publish this book, and however that's going to look like in my future, I will. But I had started 2 different Google documents. One was a book regarding my abortion, and one is a book regarding resiliency, like basically my biography, right? And more life is still to go. But it's so interesting because I had withdrew my chapter from the Hunger of the Hustle book, like when that had launched. And at the time it didn't align with me and I withdrew from it. So that would have been my first and only co-authoring. But to write a book of my own, I feel like it's coming. And whether that's like soon or that's 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But I know within myself that something private. I feel like more things have been happening for me privately than more so me talking about them. I don't really talk about the things necessarily going on with me anymore because I don't feel there's a need to shout it out unless there's something I'm going to advocate for. I feel like I'm a more private person now. And I've learned to respect myself more and have more self-worth, especially after a relationship that I had, was it last year, that didn't go well. And it was something that was public. And I feel like I've come to know how to discern things and know what I want to share, how much I want to share, even though I have a community space and I deem myself as a public figure. A lot of people look up to me. So it's like, it's all how you see yourself. And it's like, not even in like a comic way where, anyone can be a public figure. Technically, like anyone with social media, like you're a public figure, but it's more so of when you have people looking up to you. But I always just carry myself with truth and honesty. And whether someone likes it or not, I don't change. So you're saying about resiliency, and I'm going to write something about it. I feel like my life story is, I feel like resiliency, and any posts that I make and things that I share, I feel like they're all of resiliency because I'm still here and still willing to fight and I never give up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's the magic. Never giving up, being who you are. Whatever that means in any moment. Yes.
I love it.
So actually there's kind of a few things that you were saying that kind of tie into like Aries season and where we are. So Aries.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of Aries is all about the sort of warrior. It's the fueling your fire, it's being yourself and about identity. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So we're all about who are we at our core and actually how are we showing up. And then it's a case of, right, well, fire needs movement. So everything that we do to sort of fuel ourselves, whether it's like nourishing ourselves, like eating, drinking, whatever, or it's movement, it's the exercise, it's the going about our day, it's being impulsive, it's just being there and doing you, if you know what I mean.
Yes. And movement is definitely important to me, dancing and yoga. And I have to move. Breath work, like I have to release my day to day. And I feel like that's how I remain free and happy. Basically,
Mm,
most of the time is because I'm able to release my day.
yeah.
Release anything. Really. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because that's what I was going to ask you as well. How do you like to move? How do you like to sort of be active, and what kind of things you do? But you've already
I do. Yeah, I
volunteered
do.
the information.
I do hot yoga. Sometimes occasionally I'll take like a CrossFit class and I do. But yeah, yoga is my like daily to weekly thing. Like as in I'll do it a few times throughout the week, but definitely yeah, I'm able to, do the pose that I need to. Like if I just want to get down and like, help my body be flexible, I'm going to do that before I even eat or anything. But it's really a discipline of serving my body, resting, sleeping well. I sleep well. I don't drink or smoke. And it's not even like a tit for tat thing, like, oh, I'm healthier because I don't or something, but I eat well. I eat well. I don't really eat out. Um, yeah, so it's like I don't listen to what other people's versions of things are. I listen to what I know works for me, and I don't care for the noise and all those opinions and things and diets and stuff. I don't deprive myself of anything, but I'm in a good place. Like I love my body as a woman. So
Yeah. I love my body and my body loves me. Perfect affirmation for anybody out there who wants it.
I like that.
Actually, I did. Oh, moving a packet of crisps. I did.
Crisps, I like that.
Oh, not that I'm branding or anything, but Monster Munch.
No, I like that you guys call it crisp. We say chips. I don't
Oh
even
yeah.
eat those. Yeah.
So I did actually draw a card for an affirmation, which was
Mm-hmm.
I allow myself to play and be silly. I think that's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's me. Mm.
Yeah. And I did a tarot card as well, and I got the Two of Wands. So twos kind of they're near the beginning of a what do you call it? Beginning of a suit. So it's kind of
Mm.
your first part would be about sort of okay, a seed of like a suit, the core of it's like an ace would be sort of like potential. And then a two, you're doing some kind of planning. And actually the card gives a prompt of planning. But it's of the suit of wands is our fire.
Ooh.
So again, it's like, what are we doing? What are we planning about our inspiration, our fire, what moves us, what gives us energy?
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow. Everything is aligned. That's so funny. Wow.
Well, it's the universe giving us back the messages that we ask for. I said, what do we need today for our talk to fuel our conversation, allow us to feel energy and to show up as our best selves? And that's what the universe gave.
Yeah, because I needed to uplift my energy. So definitely.
Yeah. Actually, while I'm talking of Aries, I might as well talk about the sign. So, what is Aries all about? So, Aries is a fire sign. It is independent, enthusiastic. It's strong, passionate, forward thinking, powerful. It has leadership qualities. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what have we been talking about here? We've been talking about the ability to lead. And
Mm.
it's not just leading in the sense of leading other people, it's
Mm.
leading our own power of our own story.
Yes.
So,
Myself.
yeah. And that's what you're doing. You're leading
Mm-hmm.
yourself and being an inspiration for others in what you do with Try Together. And I listened to your little chat for today. I was like, beautiful. Yeah, that's the
My
one.
audio. Yeah.
Yeah. For people who don't know, within Pratiba's Chai community, she has what's called a Chai Chats. And I was like, there we go. It's a daily little note of inspiration, either
Oh,
via a
yeah.
voice chat or via an image or whatever you're feeling on the day, isn't it? So, yeah.
You're so cute.
Well,
Thanks.
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 What else was I say? Oh yeah, it's quite an impulsive sign as well. So there's a lot of spontaneity and think
Oh
first.
yeah.
Sometimes kind of, if you want to, apologize later if you need to.
What is it?
It's kind of, if you want to, apologize later if you kind of feel like you burnt something else, or you're too like powerful or too too something. But it's kind of the idea is that it's stand up for yourself, say the thing, do the thing others are not able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the first sign that is actually kind of leadership quality. The very
Mm-hmm.
first sign of, we call it astrological new year, because let's say
Mm.
we're starting again, we're starting with the first sign, and having gone through all the 12 months with starting again. But it's kind of, with being here at the astrological new year, and the equinox is kind of aligned with it perfectly for this new moon that we just had on the 21st.
Mm.
So, yeah. It's just like, yeah, we're firing on through, and we're being there, being the change we wish to see in the world. So, yeah.
Okay, Gandhi.
Well, yeah, you never always know where your quotes come from, but you just kind of realize all the things that resonate with you, they somehow come out. And whether it's by some inspirational speaker, or whether it's just something in your own mind, your own heart, your own intuition just channels through it. So.
It does.
Yeah, as I said, so fire needs movement. It's fully in the energy, so it's not anything that is half attention, or, okay, excuse my language, it's not half-assed. It's in. I never swear on my channel. I don't know why. I think it's something to do with being
I think it has to do with me, because I swear.
Maybe.
Because professionalism, people see it as not cursing, but that doesn't mean that someone's not professional. There's very successful people who curse. All people, most people do curse, whether they curse in a corporate setting or not. But that's the whole thing about people can't be who they are. But it's like, I'm very comfortable being who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't think swearing is a bad thing. Like, people who swear expressing themselves, and they're honest people. And Gary Vee, Dan Pena, like a lot of other successful entrepreneurs curse, and they're still successful. Like, cursing doesn't, demean somebody. I think it's people's programming, and religious and church going, and their mothers never allowed it, or like all different kinds of things. But I think it's because maybe I'm on your channel and I curse, so.
Maybe. Well, as I say, it was no kind of like, what's the word? No sort of anger or detriment to anybody in my swearing. It's just kind of there. It comes out if it wants to, but I don't really tend to on who I am and what I do. I just don't tend to on my channel, but I have no qualms if anybody else does, as long as it's not like every other word. Because if it's every other word, then what's your message? It's got to be some thoughts and meaning, some spirituality, or some kind of inner truth. Otherwise, potentially, who is that I'm bringing on? I'm not bringing on somebody that I would want to have a deep conversation with, am I? But that's just me. That says a lot about me, rather than it does about other people. But...
No, it's fine.
Oh yeah, so I think we might have touched on this already, because I know that you've spoken about being an advocate for your mum and for some other people in your life, and probably in many ways throughout your new job. You're standing up for people where they're not necessarily feeling able, or have had the permission from either themselves or from others to within their lives.
That's deep.
So by being here, showing us, each other and anyone watching or listening now or in future, that it's okay to be who you are, then we're doing the work. We're doing the inner work, and we're showing other people how to do it too. In its own little way, we're doing a bit of shadow work.
And I feel like you don't do it alone. Like, I definitely need support.
Yeah.
Ask for help. So.
We're only human.
But I do feel like I'm somebody who needs to step away and process things, and, and think, and need my space and stuff. than just while in the moment to speak about things, you know, while it's fresh and hot. Like I need to decompress first and come back to my normal self. The nervous system.
Yeah, because the question I was going to ask was where have you needed to be a warrior in your life, and that's kind of
My whole life. My
yeah.
whole life. I've been a fighter. Actually, in my birth chart, in my gene keys analysis that I had done, I'm a fighter. Like my spirit is a fighter spirit. So, but I'm told that at some point in my life, I'll put that down, like where I won't have to fight anymore. Whether that's me fighting, you know, for something or against the world. Like when I was younger, I was like fighting against the world. So, yeah, for me to be in my feminine energy and just be able to relax and not have any stress regarding needing to, I guess, step into the masculine, you know?
Well, we are a balance of that's a balance of
Yeah.
human nature. I mean, I say
Mm-hmm.
this quite a lot, that even the heart
Yeah.
needs rest between each and every beat. So we are
What is
literally,
it? The heart. Yeah.
even the
Mm-hmm.
heart needs to rest between each
That's
and every beat.
nice. Where did you think of that?
Well, I was thinking of the symbol of the yin yang, and actually
Mm-hmm.
within every bit of yang, there's a tiny bit of yin, and within the
Mm-hmm.
yin, there's a little bit of yang. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually drawing sacred geometry at the moment. So that will be one of the next things I want to draw. But it's not just as simple as, okay, draw a squiggle. It's literally, there's a lot of lines and circles and things that you draw in order to get to that point to make it in the accurate proportions.
Mm-hmm.
Because sacred geometry is basically every flower has its own structure.
Mm-hmm.
And with a flower, in order to make it its fairly even proportions, and each petal and its alignment and the way it unfolds, etc., that's basically the geometry that life gave it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's literally all those proportions are there within lots of different shapes that are throughout history, whether it's the Celtic knot. I don't know whether you can see on my, can you see my ring? No, you probably
Yeah,
can't.
I
Actually,
can.
yeah, I've got Celtic knot on there, which I drew recently, actually. That was good fun. But it's really quite hard because in order to get the
Mm-hmm.
circles overlapping in the right way and to make it look like you're threading in and threading out again with a knot shape, it's quite
Mm-hmm.
difficult to get it all right. So basically, a lot of things in life can be drawn with a circle or with straight edges. So
Mm-hmm.
um, the pattern of a flower, which I was trying to get to, was basically that the flower of life is basically lots of circles overlapping in different ways, and then the egg of life is another bigger one of that.
Wow, I should get that tattooed.
What
But you
what
just
does it?
said the flower of
Oh,
life and the egg of
mm,
life.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. I
I
I
used
I have heard of things being made of the lines before, that everything that's made is made of, what did you say, the circles, and I forget,
yeah.
just lines, right? Yeah.
So
I've
yeah,
heard that before.
yeah, interlapping or interwoven circles. It's kind of like there's what's called the vesica Pisces. So you know, if you were to draw a circle on a piece of paper and you draw
Mhm.
another one and it's slightly overlapping, that's called a vesica
Mm.
Pisces. And then people tend to turn it into what they call a Venn diagram, don't they? So this on
Mm.
its own, that on its own, where they meet in the middle, and what is that relationship? So,
Mm. That's interesting. I learned something new today. Thank you.
most welcome. Yeah, so that is something actually I'm really getting into at the moment, drawing
I'm
a lot of
glad.
sacred geometry.
Something
So,
new.
mm. But
Mhm.
it's kind of something old bringing about something new, because I used to do it as a child. I
Mm.
didn't know that it was sacred geometry. So my grandpa, he became a chief draftsman in the MOD, Ministry of Defence. So he used to travel the world via ship, well, with military, as it were, which is why my mum and my uncle were both born in Malta, and had like teaching on a ship, from an au pair person, and then eventually they got back to this country when they were 6. So mum can only be called British, not English, despite the
Mm.
fact that obviously her parents were both born in this country, grew up in this country.
Mhm.
She was born in Malta, and then she lived in Singapore for a bit, and then eventually came back to this country when she was 6 and went to normal school rather than being sort of schooled on a ship. So
That's
this is
dope.
it. Yeah. So my grandpa, as I say, was doing all this fine lining drawing, sort of the communication systems in ships, and had to be obviously very precise. So we had this family joke that, okay, you can't cut a cake unless you get out a protractor or a set square or whatever,
Wow.
and have it at exactly the right angle, because the first slice is the most important one. So you've got this
Wow. I
perfect
love
triangle. Like, oh
that
no,
history.
grandpa's got to cut the cakes. No one else will do it right.
I love that history. Thanks for
Mm.
sharing that.
Who writes? Yeah. So yeah, he got a compass out when I was a kid and gave me a piece of paper and said, right, can you actually draw a circle with this? Make sure that you arc a circle with the compass set at the same point. And then he said, oh, you could do it at another angle, and then that forms basically a petal shape. It's like, oh, so then that entertained me for hours. The fact that I ended up doing loads and loads and loads of flower patterns and things with circles. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So I'm kind of getting back to something I used to do, and it's just like, oh, thanks, Grandpa.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's like your inner child.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of what I think a lot of creativity is about, isn't it? Getting into what your inner child is. And I was going to ask you, actually, that follows on really nicely. So what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I travel. Exercise to me is fun, but I read. Pottery. I was doing pottery. But really, honestly, just I take classes, I explore, I do whatever I feel I need to do to have fun. I do always feel I can have more fun. I like spending time with my friends when I can. Most of my friends live in different places, but just talking with my friends over the phone or video call, things like that. I feel like that's my fun. Laughing. I feel like I need to laugh a lot. I like to laugh a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm welcoming more fun in my life as we speak.
Yay.
But yeah, you gotta have fun. I feel like my job is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I feel like life's too short to not have fun. If I'm not having fun, I don't want to be there. So yeah.
That's kind of cool. Integrating fun into every day.
Yeah. Thank you.
She says, surrounded by crystals. And yeah, that's my fun. Just like collecting more and more crystals.
Oh yeah. I like my crystals too.
So one I bought fairly recently was a large carnelian. Can you see?
Oh, that does look cool. I like how it goes with the background of your show.
Ah.
The purple here, at least. That's in the background.
Purple.
Yeah, I like it.
What have we got that's purple? We got some amethyst, but that's standard,
that's
isn't
nice. Yeah, but I don't have that. I don't collect crystals. I actually misplaced my throat chakra, blew a gate, my throat chakra necklace, and maybe God misplaced it. Or maybe it's still here. I don't know. Like, it's misplaced, right? Or maybe it's lost. I don't know. But it's probably because I know that I don't need it. I need to rely on it for my throat chakra. I have no problem voicing myself, but so like very rarely, like I can. So it's like that's when I would like to wear it more. But I don't know where it is.
it?
Anyway.
I like that, actually.
But
I do think that sometimes those things happen. You lose a crystal or you lose something because you no longer need it. So as you're saying,
I like that.
You know, like just speaking your truth. Sat Nam, truth is my identity.
Wow.
Yeah, Sat Nam. Yeah. And I have a giant blue appetite here.
Oh, it's called Appetite. That is dope.
Yeah.
It matches my leggings, actually. That's great. It's really dope.
Yeah.
Wow. What is that for?
Well, I would say, yeah, throat chakra.
Oh.
And it's right next to my laptop.
It's to help you out today.
I guess so. But as is a giant black tourmaline sphere.
Yeah.
So
My rainbow moonstone has tourmaline in it.
Oh, I've got moonstone too. Yeah, of course I've got moonstone.
Tourmaline square. What's the tourmaline for?
The tourmaline sphere, sorry. So black tourmaline is about sort of one of those detoxification crystals. So it's kind of about clearing out lesser, like dense energies, and can also be about not allowing sort of technology and radiation to kind of come into you, if that makes sense.
Leave it on.
Yeah. But you talked about moonstone,
Great.
so we got to show you. There's a peach moonstone.
Wow, peach, that's beautiful. Matches you.
I know, it's like matching my sleeve. Pretty peachy. And then rainbow moonstone, but I
That's
don't
the
know
one I have, and mine's shaped in a rainbow though. That's so cool. I
Oh,
never
you
saw
rainbow
some.
shaped one.
Yeah, but I never seen somebody. I have a clip of it from a podcast, but I never seen somebody also have that same one I have. That's so cool.
Oh, cool. So that's random, but good fun.
Digress.
Yeah, well,
So
and it's what it is. We speak. That's what we intended to do, to come on and speak. That's what we're doing. Oh, actually, I might just talk about this. So, it's not really a question for you. It's just talking about the energies and stuff. So, Aries is ruled by the sign of Mars, and Mars was in Gemini for quite some time. So, sort of our actions and our words can be kind of fiery actions and words, sometimes a bit combative, and so minding the words, but it's just literally moved into the sign of Cancer. So it's more talking about the feelings and more being at home in yourself, and more having the inner energy rather than showing it externally so much. So it's kind of permission to feel the feelings and, be there rather than having to physically be so energetic. It's more, I think those energies are really here today. It's kind of the groundingness of the Taurus moon and the Mars slowing down with the being in water rather than being so fiery. So, I mean, although we are in Aries season, it's kind of, here you go, have a dose of healing, have some water.
I need that.
Nourish yourself, be
Thank
home.
You.
So,
nice.
You're welcome. And also Mars is trine Saturn at the moment, so it's in a positive relationship with Saturn, and Saturn's our planet all about our sort of structures, our discipline, and our growth in that respect. But it can be like the rule keeper and authorities and all that jazz. But so today it's asking us to do the work, but more slowly and methodically. Mars, I say, finally moved into Cancer, so the work may surround emotions, your home, or family life.
Emotions for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Oh, family emotions.
But what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion.
Ooh, okay. But Proctor, who is it?
Yeah, that's just something that resonated with me.
I like that. Thanks. Yeah, it's a good reminder for me.
There's a lot of people have this kind of stigma about, oh, if you're crying, if you're sad, if you're anxious, if you're angry, if you're whatever you are, that it's suddenly all about you. But actually, it's just the motion and the expression of you. It's not you at your core. It's the energy. So hence, energy in motion is something that I thought I had to keep hold of, because I thought, well, if I don't have that reminder, then I'll be telling myself with my Venus in Cancer. So my sort of love language of being emotional, crying at the drop of a hat, literally.
Hey, I used to be that way.
Well, yeah, it's basically how I show up in sort of relationships, or how I show up when I feel like I want to shower somebody with love, as it were. Oh, there we go. Some watery language to prove that my Venus and my heart are all kind of like in Cancer, as it were. I feel the characters in films, and I feel like I'm in their situation, although technically, obviously, I'm not. It's like,
I'm glad I don't feel so deeply like anymore. As in, like, since I've healed, I'm not as emotional, thanks to therapy.
Mhm. But I like it though. I think every time in life that you want to have a good cry, put on a soppy film and it soothes you. It
Oh
cleans
yeah.
everything out. So,
But
oh,
I'm
yeah.
grateful that I just, that I'm not bottled up with those emotions, don't know what to do with them like when I was younger. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's awareness again, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing yourself and knowing what's good for you and knowing where you want to grow, where you want to be, and kind of flow with it when you want to. And don't judge it. Just allow it. Allow it to be. What'll be will be and all that jazz.
I like the quotes that you pop in and say. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. We talked about that. Look, I'm saying we talked about that with a little tassel. We talked
Oh,
about that.
that's cute. You wrote it. You wrote it down.
I wrote stuff down. I mean, not the stuff that I just like flow with, but it's kind of because I need structure. And well, we are on Saturn's day, a day for structure. Oh yeah, every day of the week has its own planet associated with it. So Saturdays are Saturn's days, and Sundays are about the sun. So the idea being that on Sundays you can rest, but you also have the permission to like be you at your core. So
I
yeah,
never knew that. That's interesting. Is that from religious belief or no?
No,
Oh.
I mean, I kind of like I mix the meaning up to make sure that it sort of aligns with a bit of what the planet does, but also yes, every day of the week does have a planet associated with it. It's like Thursdays were named after what was it in French? It was oh my goodness. No, mental block. That's not happening.
Okay.
Well, Monday's like Moon Day, Tuesday Mars Day, which is in French is Mardi, so it sounds like Mars. And then Wednesday is Mercury's day. So yeah. So to say if Wednesday's Mercury's day, it's all about like the messages and stuff. So how you communicate. So yeah, there's just I put all the sort of astrology to it, to what they were symbolized with, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I just never knew it. I'm learning new things.
Well, every day is a school day. We keep learning and growing, don't we? If not,
Sound like a teacher.
Well, yeah. If not, we remain sort of stagnant, and it's just like, no. What's the point? The point of life is to actually learn each day. Otherwise, you're not doing anything, are you?
So deep. You should launch a poetry book.
Maybe I will. Yeah, I do have a book within me somewhere. I mean, I haven't finished my tarot and astrology guide, which I keep meaning to finish, but every day that I'm doing something, I think, oh, but there's something else I'm working on. And then I think, well, that will evolve into what it needs to be. And it's kind of, it's on the back burner. I mean, there's stuff that's already written, but then because I was at a point where I thought, well, I want to edit stuff and then I want to edit photos and things. It kind of took a back seat, but I know that I want to work on the Wheel of the Year. So do you know about the Wheel of the Year?
No.
Okay. So the idea being that although astrology has the sun signs, etc., if we were looking in like pagan sort of workings, then we're looking at the equinoxes and the solstices, and then there's days in between those as well. So that, every 6 weeks you've got a new marker of where we are in a season and then where we are within the year. So it all looks like a big wheel. And there's also the idea that a tree is there with its roots. Is the tree growing into kind of, is it growing up into life, or is it rooted in you, and where do you fit with the whole of that wheel? And so there's kind of the elements of life. yeah, the elements of life are all in that too. So
Wow.
each, say, like spring, summer, autumn, winter, and all that jazz, you've still got the elements in there. And
Wow.
then you can put tarot to it as well. So I might do it tomorrow if I get a chance. But I keep telling myself, oh, I will finish my drawing of the Wheel of the Year. And then I get distracted. So the idea being I do the drawing, and then that
Yeah.
will be the cover to my tarot video that I make all about the Wheel of the Year, and draw a card for each sign of the zodiac around the wheel with the sun and the
Yeah.
moon in the middle of it.
Because I was gonna say you digress the show. Yeah.
I digress a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
all
wrap
the
it
air.
up. Let's wrap it up.
It's all the air. I was just gonna see if there's anything I haven't asked you or not, but I just think, yeah.
I might have to go now.
Sure. Okay.
It's past an hour.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I think we kind of talked about everything anyway, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
But I do like what you shared about the astrology and the stuff. Yeah, I would like to know more. So have you made YouTube videos talking about these things?
I haven't talked about the Wheel of the Year or
Mhm.
sacred geometry.
That's interesting. I want to look more into that. Yeah. Like, do you have resources like you could send me, or I don't know if you share them online, but like like different topics. Like I want to look it up.
I downloaded a book, but I can't remember the name of it. I can pull it out and show you at some point of what the book is called. But
Yeah, like if you post that in the chai chats or actually post it in the chai community group. I want to know more about that too. I like learning about new things, like how gene keys, human design, and you're talking about the year chart of the year. And yeah, you know so much about astrology. Yeah. So
well, yeah, obviously I
I
studied
don't.
it. It's what I do, and
So
obviously
I
people
feel
can book
like,
readings by visiting my website if they should want to. So
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like
Awesome.
that's a separate conversation because that's all about, it's so much to it. But
Mm.
I like this. This helped me, and I learned something new, and
Yay.
I got to, be present. So thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. It's been lovely to talk to you. All right.
Yeah, it was nice. Thanks.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
And